Are you looking to upgrade your broom? This is the Helio Air Broom. I purchased this for $20 and it's supposed to be much more than a broom. It works on floors and carpets and even windows. Welcome back to another Jeff Reviews for you. And as you saw in this video, we are looking at the Helio Air Broom. It's more than a broom, it's also a squeegee to help us clean up those messes. You know what though? Enough talk. Let's get right into this review. Unboxed, we have two parts of a handle. This handle right here with the white thing attached is expandable. This one, of course, does not expand. You have a head connector, you have a handle that goes on the top, and then here is the air broom itself. At first look, when I was taking this out of the box, this thing is super flimsy. I do like this rubber part that goes around here on the bottom, almost like what a squeegee would be, so I'm interested to see how that works, but this part right up here is so flimsy, it feels cheap. We are going to start the assembly process. I should say that I've seen two different versions of this. This is just the air broom that I purchased from Walmart. Like I said, it was $20. I found one on Amazon that was $30, and the difference there is that one comes with a dustpan and an air broom mini. This one does not. But let's start the assembly process. I have the head connector right here. We're going to slide it right onto the broom head itself, and it just snaps into place. From there, we're going to take the lower handle and screw that into the head connector. Now, this part's important because this is how we're actually going to be able to extend our handle. So if I just do a quick twist, it extends out, and then of course I tighten it, and it's locked in place. If I want to bring it back down, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spin it again, shrink it down, and tighten it back in place. I think that's a convenient part just for raising and lowering the broom handle. Just like the lower handle, we're going to install the upper handle. It just screws right in, get it all the way tight, and now we can actually put on our hand grip. This just slides into place and has almost like a compression fit. It does, however, come out. Like I said before, the parts of this air broom are really cheap. Be careful with them. I do believe that that handle will bend pretty easily, so just be careful. But we want to go start our tests. A little bit of a pro tip, although we did not get the air broom mini, we can sort of make our own. We have the head and the head connector, and it actually makes a pretty decent handle. So if you do want to use this for glass and you just need a short handle, that actually works pretty well. For our first test with the air broom, we are going to sweep up this carpet. This gets utilized a lot in and out. We track grass in and out, pet hair, all sorts of things. Normally I would just send the robot vacuum to do this, but let's see how the air broom does. As I'm sweeping, there is a little resistance, and I guess that's just because of the rubber piece at the bottom. It looks like it's sweeping up things pretty well. All right, let's continue. Sad thing is, I don't have a dustpan, so I'm just going to sweep this off of the carpet just to see what it looks like. I think for the most part, it did sweep everything up. And here we have it, the debris that we were able to sweep off of our carpet with the air broom. Was it as convenient as using the vacuum? No, because I had to do the work, but it actually was a lot quicker than I thought, and it did a good job. Now, to find a dustpan and throw this stuff away. After our first sweeping with the air broom, we are pretty dirty. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wash this off because I actually do want to try it on glass before we get into too many other tests. I wanted to try this test early in my testing because after just sweeping off the carpet, I noticed that my air broom was getting really dirty. And realistically, although it did clean up a little bit, I would not want to use the air broom on my windows after this thing got too dirty to even clean, because then my windows would just be dirty because of the air broom. But if we just use this for windows, let's see how it would work. Go up. Oh, that's not very good at all. Let's try this. No, it doesn't seem to be getting everything. Maybe if I go this way. Well, in my opinion, I would not use these on windows. It was hard to see on camera exactly why this didn't work. In the middle right here, right around where the handle is, it's actually firm, or at least firmer, but on the edges it's sort of not. So it does not put as much pressure over here as it does in the middle. So when I was squeegeeing down the window, right here in the middle was getting taken care of, but on the edges it was sort of just leaving a haze. You couldn't really see it on camera, but in person it just didn't work. So tell me, what are your thoughts of the Helio Air Broom? Is this something you would use to replace your actual broom or your Swiffer, or not so much? Let me know down in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. Here we have what looks like a typical cereal and milk spill. I'm excited to try to squeegee this up because it does get frustrating having to use paper towels and such, so let's get started. All right, so what we're doing here is we're just getting all of this milk and cereal together. I'm actually surprised that it's doing as well as it did, especially since it didn't do so great on the window. This one is actually moving the milk into a common area. Now what I can do is I can clean this up and mop the floor. I kind of laughed when I saw the infomercial because they talked about sweeping up ketchup and such like that. I just think this is weird. Does it do a relatively good job? Yeah, but as you see, it sort of left a sort of haze behind. But now look at this. I'm going to have to deal with cleaning the ketchup off of my air broom. If you ever lift up and try it again, it's going to just leave another spot. I'm not sure why we want to clean up ketchup with a broom. It's just easier for me with a paper towel, but I guess it sort of works. The only thing now is I still have to come back and clean my floor because I've got smeared ketchup all over. As I've been using the air broom, I've been most impressed with it just sweeping. As you can see right here from the floor, it is picking up everything in the area, dust, debris. It does a great job just sweeping the floor. So forget all the other things like windows or carpets. And you know what? This actually acts as a good broom. Not to mention when you're done, really you just wipe this off. You don't have to deal with all the bristles being full of the dirt and debris. That's pretty convenient, especially if people have allergies. In this video, we were taking a look at the Helio Air Broom. So what do we think of it? First things first, let's talk about the price point. I purchased mine at Walmart for right around $20, but if you actually want this, you should look on Amazon because it comes with a dustpan. I think that is extra important. That one's right around $30. In my opinion, that was a little bit much for a broom, but if you like it, it could be worth it. The setup and install was quick and easy. One thing I really appreciate from the Helio Air Broom is the ability to telescope or expand the handle. It goes as short as 44, 45 inches, and it goes as big as 56 inches. You got about a 12-foot extension, and you can get almost anywhere in between. That's actually pretty convenient because you could use it for almost anybody. I tried this out as a broom on carpet. I tried it out as broom on the floor. I swept up some spilled milk and cereal. I even tried it as a squeegee. So here are my thoughts. One, as a broom, I thought it actually did a really good job. It got to more areas than my typical broom, and that's just because of the thin profile. I was able to go underneath refrigerators and just underneath furniture, and that actually was pretty convenient. And as far as sweeping goes, it did a good job. On video, I know it showed that it cleaned up that milk really, really well, and it did. It sort of brought it all together into an area, but man, that entire floor was covered in milk. You just couldn't see it. I had to go through with the Swiffer afterward just to clean it all up. Yes, it did clean up the mess, but no, I wasn't finished. I had to definitely mop the floor afterwards. In my opinion, I could see this being used as a broom, but for those other features like the ketchup and the eggs and the syrup, all that kind of stuff, not so much because it just really smears it across the floor. I think my biggest frustration with the Helio Air Broom is they just utilize the cheapest materials possible. In my opinion, not that long from now, this thing is just going to break, whether it's the handle or the broom part itself. I kind of wish they would have engineered that a little more so it was stronger and tougher and didn't feel like it was going to break every time I used it. In the end, for me, it's not going to replace my typical broom and Swiffer, but if this is something that interests you, I will leave a link down in the description. This is Jeff with Jeff Reviews for You. As always, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you have a great day. I want to show you how to expand or telescope the Helio Air Broom. Right now I'm in the shortest setting, which is right around 44 inches. But if I take this part and spin it, I actually unlocked it. Oops, I just moved that. And now I can telescope it up to 12 inches. When I get to a spot I'm done with, I'm just going to turn it back to the right and tighten it down. Now it's 56 inches. The shortest you get is about 44 inches, and it goes all the way up to 56 inches and everything in between. I really do appreciate that you stayed around for my entire review of the Helio Air Broom. And although this is not for me necessarily, I'm going to show you how I typically clean my floors, and it's with my robotic vacuum. What I'm going to do is I'm going to link up a video right up here, and I would love it if you would check it out. And when you do, by the magic of the internet, I'm going to join you right here. So go ahead, click it. It's safe, I promise.